Today's video is going to be a lot different than the normal because of what we've been dealing with. Behind me is Madame Pomfrey. She has been the focus of all of this. She was at death's doorstep. Well, we didn't think she was pregnant at all. But I thought, no way could she keep them. She finally had her babies. She had 9 babies. She's tired. Shortly after she had her babies, I heard a lot of squealing. So I ran down here, I looked, and underneath her was that hard plastic bowl. I just ran over here because I heard squealing, and there's not much you can do if they're laying on it because it takes a while to get over here. Her being a light pig, I was able to roll her up, and then there was a piglet in this bowl underneath her squealing. It's this one right here, so it's completely fine. Thank goodness it was in the bowl. And I was like, man, you're lucky you were in that bowl. A few hours later, we checked on him again, and we were only counting 8. And I was like, I know there was 9. I know I didn't miscount. And I rolled her up a little bit. Underneath her was another piglet. Luckily, she was still alive. She hadn't been squealing though. Her vulva was just purple. She held up her leg for a little bit. We checked on her again about an hour later, and she was nursing and putting the leg down. I made sure it wasn't broken or anything, but in a couple days that purple color went away. The next day I checked on her, and she had rolled on 3 and killed them. I know this because their bellies were blue, or in one case the insides were no longer inside. It's excusable for 1 or 2. When pigs get down on the ground, they just have to flop. They don't have as many joints as we do, and they're big animals. Now these A-frames are made so that the piglets have room to get behind mom and get out of the way. But for several reasons, in fact I wrote an article about it, for several reasons we think in the end she's just too lazy to care about her babies. Over the next week and a half, she has killed 7 of her 9 babies. I'm pretty used to death on the farm, but a massive amount of death, it gets to you eventually. She's gonna be cold. She can't stay here and do that to more babies. Now, this isn't the only thing she's being cold for. We actually considered it in the past, but she's one of our favorites, so we haven't. She does have 2 girls left, and I hope they inherit her same piginality. She's sweet and gentle, and I love her big floppy ears. The other thing that happened was in the chicken coop here. If you'll remember, I had some chicks that were about 3 months old, and then a set that was a couple months behind. I had 1 chick yesterday, thought it was a freak accident. 2 chicks today dead. When I get dead chicks, it's usually pretty early. Having them die at 2 or 3 months old is just, it's kind of weird. It's cause for concern. And so I moved them all out, and I was like, the only thing I can think of is coccidiosis because they're young. I give them apple cider vinegar, but it was, time for the big gun. So I gave them cord in their water. I treated the whole flock. And I put the remaining 3 of the older ones out here in this pen. They're real skinny. So it tells me some kind of something, parasitic something that's feeding off of them. See him close his eyes like that. It's not a good sign. I don't think he'll make it. This is the remaining chick of the older 6. That red one was the only one that put up a fight when I went to go get them. So I figured that would have a fighting chance, but probably wouldn't make it. It's paint. It's paint on my knee. This chickie. I've been painting, and it's blue. I don't know if you can see that, but there's some blue paint on my knees that she's pecking at. Anyway, I think I've treated everybody well enough now. They still have cord in their water, actually. About a week after Madame Pomfrey farrowed, Fleur finally farrowed. I don't think she's gonna crush anybody like this. Her back was against the hay bale earlier, so I like her in this position better. I think she's about to have another one. But we have 7 healthy babies. Here's another one. You're a real spotty one. She had 8 babies, and the second day she rolled on 2 of them. And then yesterday she rolled on another one. So now she has 5. But yesterday, after finding that one, I finished my chores, and then I watered the pigs and got out of here. I just had to take a break. For those reasons, I will be taking a break from YouTube. I want to do other things for a while and not have to worry about a video in between. Now, I do have a video on Wednesday, and I already have the footage for that. I also already have the footage for the garden video next Sunday, so that will be my last one for a month. I think it's just the best thing right now, especially not much is going to happen on the farm. It's just hot. I'm just going to complain about the heat. There is crap all over the place in this room. This is the room I'm painting. I promise I'll be back in mid-July because that's when my fall garden needs to start. So I have to have that on time. And I want to thank everybody for watching my videos anyway. Now's the time to binge watch my old crap. If you're really that bored or miss me that much. So I'll see you this Wednesday, next Sunday, and then in mid-July. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. I upload some Wednesdays and all Sundays, and you can keep watching us grow our farm. Have a good one.